The reason why you should agree to marry somebody should be because you love them, because you think that you can make a life together, supporting each other to realize the overarching vision, which is spending your lives together and, supporting each other, realize specific dreams, individualistic dreams, but done in a corporate manner with the two of you complementing each other. However, I realize that the whole definition of love, as we've come to know it these days, isn't the love that was instituted at the time of creation, like when God instituted marriage, the union between two people, and talked about love. That kind of love that he was describing, or what he envisaged that love will be for humans, is not the definition and understanding that has become what love is supposed to be in our modern times. What am I talking about? Especially a lot of young people think that love is the storybooks that you read, the Mills and Boons, and all these romantic novels that people have sat down in their imaginative thinking and written, put paper to pen, and paper on paper, pen on paper, and put down, and people think that that is what love should be. And so when they enter relationships and all those descriptions, imaginative thinking that are not really realistic, that have been put on paper as fiction and not being seen in your marriage, you think that your marriage is not how marriage should be, your marriage has failed, your marriage is not succeeding. You can't base your relationship, your marriage, on somebody's fiction that they've put in a book. Today's day and age, I've said that the whole generation is just microwave people who think that, everything should be in a fast lane, and without putting any effort at all into something, you have to yield a return, a bountiful return. You cannot reap where you haven't sown. This is what scripture says. If you want to enjoy your life, you have to invest in that life. If you want to see a happy marriage, you have to invest to create that happy marriage. And that creation is not a one-sided thing. It's not the wife's responsibility to make sure the marriage holds. Neither is it the husband's sole responsibility either to make sure the marriage survives. It is a two-way thing. The two of you in that company of marriage each have roles to play to make sure that your marriage survives the test of time. And you see, when I say these kinds of things, a lot of people jump up and down, but the fact of the matter is that love as we know it, the word love is actually a doing word. I know those of you who did English in school, but a doing word is a verb. Love is not a noun. It's not something that's a thing that you can pick up and drop off when you want to. Love is a doing word. It is something that you have to demonstrate to the other person. If you love somebody, you don't hurt them. If you love somebody, you want to go out of your way to make sure that goodness is their portion at all times. If you love somebody, you lay down your life and sacrifice for the common good of that person and yourself. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You can't love yourself more than you love somebody. Neither can you love somebody else and put your own self at risk neither. So there is that balance that needs to be struck. But today, what do we see? People use the word love as a key to devise and scheme up and retrieve things from the other party. A lot of people in today's day and age, especially the men, will use love as a key to get inside your knickers and get all the apples that are in there and suck out all the juice and the sweetness out of it. And then when they're done with you, they discard you like a piece of paper to be put in the bin and move on to the next apple that can be devoured. If you allow yourself as a woman to be convinced by somebody telling you that they love you, and if you love me, you would allow me to eat this apple now. If you love me, when you are not ready to do so, you just allow people to use this word love, which is supposed to be a doing thing, to get access to your apple and suck the goodness out of it and then not want it anymore. If you find a man who tells you that if you don't allow me to have the apples, then you don't love me, knowing full well as a woman that if you allow this man when you're in school, trying to get a career and a profession up the ground or off the ground, and you allow this man to enjoy this apple now, this same man who also doesn't want to use protection, and I get pregnant, that is my whole life and my whole profession, my whole livelihood gone. This person not being considerate and wanting me to finish an education so that I can have a better chance of surviving is not showing me love, and walk away. But what do a lot of us do? Oh, he says he loves me. If I don't allow him now, he will leave me and I'll be heartbroken. So, let me just allow him and permit him to have his way with me. Likewise, a lot of men in today's day and age, because the women also know that nyash, now what do they want? And the nyash, they get them. So it's an asset that they can use as a tool to retrieve monies from those of you who lack self-control. Ask yourself the question. If you meet a young woman that you want to share your life with, and all she wants from you, and all she cares about, and all the conversation she has with you is all about how you have to pay for her nails, how you have to buy the longest Brazilian hair for her, how you have to buy her Christmas dress, how you have to take her out every weekend and entertain her all the time. As a bloke, ask yourself the question, is this woman somebody that is really thinking about the future with me? Or is this just help me finish my course? She just wants you to be the entertainer and the provider in the interim. And when she's done, she can move on and find somebody else that she thinks is more exciting. How many times haven't we heard men and women that are supporting other people's dreams to their own detriment? Because they think the girl loves me. Oh, she looks so beautiful. You know how she opens the apple for me. This girl is so nice. She looks so sexy and she looks so beautiful when she wears those clothes and her nyash is standing up and her bobby is facing to the east and it's, Coca-Cola body shape. They love them. Yes. But somebody will look at me and think, oh, she's too old. Yeah, she's too plumpy. Oh, this one, But if you follow the niceties of life, not saying date somebody who doesn't look beautiful or appeal to you, but I'm saying you have a scale of preference and you have to specify and pinpoint the things that actually matter, that are going to get you the longer journey, because that is what really matters. It is not about looks. Those fade over time. That guy that had the six-pack today, tomorrow, after eating banku for 4 years and not being able to burn as much calories, that six-pack now becomes plasma TV. Plain and simple. If you don't take care, it's even laptop. Me, my own is plasma TV and laptop combined. I'm just managing my own. Yeah, and my partner's own are same. So we are all managing our portbelly. Yes. So the point I'm trying to make here is that love alone, as we have come to define it and understand it, is not enough. because we are not actually practicing love, which is supposed to be a verb and a doing thing. Ask yourself the question, this person that I'm with, is he professing me? Would he do just about anything to make sure that I am safe, secured, and provided for? This woman that I'm with, will she go out of her way when the chips are down to stick with me? This guy that I'm with on my sick bed, because it's life, it happens to the best of us. When I'm laying there and I'm sick, will this guy be there for me? Will this guy cook for me? Will he bathe me? Will he feed me? Take me to the doctors? Get my medication? Pick up my prescription? When I'm drooling and it's falling, dripping down from one side of my... Will this man, would he stay? When I'm bleeding profusely, would this man stick around? Or will he be in the next room? Oh, this is so disgusting. I can't be around this. What is all this? You have to ask yourself those questions. The person who loves you provides for you. The person who loves you sticks with you through thick and through thin. Whether you have plasma TV or flat tummy, that guy, that woman stays with you. Even when you can't give it to him because of whatever reason. Or when the man also has, you can also stay and stand the test of time. You won't be saying, oh, 5 years ago, he could give me 7 rounds, each lasting 30 minutes. Now he can't even do half a round. As for me, I'm tired. And you leave. When you love somebody, when you truly, actually love somebody, you profess them, you provide for them, you protect them in all things. And when that is reciprocated, that is true love. Because life is not a bed of roses. It's not always going to be nice and juicy. There will always be bumps in the road. I have parents that have been married for 45. They're into their 46th year of marriage. And I don't know how they've done it. But they have. And they have an almost 40-something-year-old daughter sat in front of you talking to you. As proof that relationships will stand the test of time if the two people that are in the relationship understand each other and are happy to complement each other and understand the journey that you're on and the goals that you want to attain together. It is not for the faint-hearted marriage. It is not something that you just take for granted and just go in willy-nilly. And I've said this, that it is the responsibility of both parties equally to fight to make the marriage work. In our society, they always lay the burden of responsibility of the success of the marriage on women, forgetting that women don't marry themselves. They marry men in their relationship. So if the man is not prepared to also gang up with a woman to make the relationship work, you're not going anywhere. Don't be surprised that women get fed up, that they are the only people trying to keep body and soul of the marriage together, and they move on. Don't be surprised that in some circumstances, men are the only ones moving heaven and earth to keep the marriage together. They also get tired. The burden of responsibility of the success of the marriage lays squarely and evenly on the shoulders of the both parties in the marriage to make it work. So next time, don't be jealous of somebody else's marriage that is not like yours, because you don't know the sacrifices and the work that they have both committed to put into making it succeed. Okay?